This is Richard at Brand Inc Fitness and welcome to this week's exercise class, which is another workout from my cardio section. Okay, so today we are going to be doing my HIIT number 1 workout, and this is the beginner's version of this profile. So get yourself into your fitness gear, get yourself a bottle of water, and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is starting up with our warm-up. Okay, so standing or seated, find the position that works best for yourself. And what we're going to do, we're going to rub those hands together a little bit first, front of the hands, back of the hands. It's quite mild here today, so you probably don't need much warming up, but it's just that movement, getting the arms moving. We can straighten the arms out, we can bring them into the chest, we can take the hands above the head, we can come down nice and low, just feeling those arms running together. Let's flick those fingers out as if we're firing water at each other, flicking water. That's it. We can do some circle with these hands, going round and round. So basically I've got my elbows fixed into my rib cage and I'm just doing some circles, almost like I've got spoons out in front of me and I'm circling those spoons one way and then I'm going to go back the other way. That's it. Very good, very good. And I'm going to do some little curves with my wrists here, up and down, up and down. That's it. Keeping my elbows and my forearms straight, I can turn my hands up and down. It's almost like I'm riding and revving on a motorbike. Up and down. Let's bring in those bicep curls. Always a great mobility exercise for the elbows, this. Bringing those arms up like we're taking a big bite of a sandwich, and then push those hands away. We're pushing those arms away. And we can do this exercise seated, no problem at all. Just sitting down nice and comfortable. You work at your pace and level, up above the head, nice and high. Excellent work. Okay, very good, very good. And we need a bit of a space to do some arm circles here. So I'm going to move my chair a little bit and we're going to circle those arms. And again, almost like we've got paintbrushes this time on the end of our elbows. Okay, so we're going round one way, a couple of turns one way, then back the other way. Now make sure you're not going to hit anything as you do this. So there's got to be space around you. That's it. And the tummy is nice and tight. Got that belly button into the spine. So let's start to bring those knees up. Now we can reach the hands out in front of us. Bring those knees up nice and high. That's it. Quite hard work when you sat down. You might not find they're lifting very high. You can always just lift the heels off the ground. Small bit of movement. Whatever works best for you. We can even start to step those feet out a little bit in front of us. Toes point up to the ceiling. We step one side, then the other. Heels touching the ground. Very good. Very good. And then we can do some steps out to the side, one side and then the other. When I do these steps, I keep my body roughly in the center. So I'm not over to one side of the room, then over to the other, stepping out one side, stepping out the other. And I can do the same again, seated, my tummy is tight, one side, then the other. Very good, very good. Now if I can, I'm going to bring those heels up behind me. If you've got like a front to your chair here, you're going to find this a little bit difficult. But if you're standing, you should be able to bring those heels up behind you again. Make sure there's nothing you're kicking. Almost like you're trying to kick yourself in the backside, really. And you can take that body weight from side to side as well here. Get a little bit of rhythm going. If you've got some music playing, you can even get it going to the beat here. Very good, very good. Okay, good. Let's give that a little bit of a kick out. Let's just warm up those shoulders again. And we're going to have a big stretch. Bring those hands together in front of the body, round those arms. And we've got this big wide movement here, almost like we're hugging a tree whilst pushing those arms forward. You're going to take the hands behind, interlock the fingers, push the hands down past the backside and raise those arms away. Keep that tummy nice and tight. Give that a big shake out. Let's take that right arm up, down the back of the neck. And we do this again, sat in the chair, tummy nice and tight, arm up into the air. Excellent work. We go to the other side now. Take the arm down the back and it's almost like we're trying to give ourselves a little bit of a scratch on the spine. And what we can do here is push the arm from the front if we want to get that little bit of an extra stretch here. Or if you can get the hand on top of the elbow without kind of contraindicating pushing your head forward, then that's even better. Okay, give those arms a shake. So today we're going to be doing my HIIT number 1 session. And this is going to be a beginner's version of that. So we're going to have lots of adaptations as we do this exercise. So you pick the position that works well for you. First position is going to be a sprint on the spot. So if you can sprint on the spot, absolutely excellent. If you can only do a fast walk, that's even better, or just as good, should we say. And if you want to sit down and you're seated down, and maybe it's just a small movement with the knees coming up and down, you might only find the heels are coming up. Just do what works for you just to get this 30 seconds done. So I'm just going to get my timer here and we're going to go quite quickly as soon as the buzzer goes. Get water if you need it. We've got 3, 2, 1. That's very loud. Let's go into this sprint. 30 seconds, nice and quick, up and down, up and down. So we're running as quick as we can, or we're walking on the spot nice and fast. Might take a few steps forward, take a few steps back. You work out what works best for you. If you're in a chair, you might find that you're just lifting your knees up, you're doing your sprint on the spot. You might find taking little steps forward, you do what works for you. It may just be a simple heel raise. 5 seconds, as much as you can, because that's our HIIT session. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Next exercise is going to be our squat. Now we've got 30 seconds of exercise, 30 seconds of break. Now with a squat, it's almost like we're sitting into a chair and then we change our mind and stand up. I lifted my toes up a little bit too high then, nearly fell over. Okay, we can use the chair for some balance if we'd like. We can even pull ourselves up and out of the chair, or we might just find that we're just pushing a little bit, trying to get the bum off the ground. Right, we've got 3, 2, 1. Let's do as many repetitions as we can. If your movement is just simply pushing yourself up, that's great. Try and engage the legs. You might find you can stand all the way up and down. You might find you want to use the chair, but you're actually going to do it without using your hands. Cross your hands over, put them on the top of your head, or you're doing your basic squat up and down with nothing changing at all. Good. Well, we've got 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. We're going to go into this press-up position now, 30 seconds. So, if you know your full press-ups, get down on the floor, give me those 30 seconds of press-ups. You might find that you need to adapt this and get your hands on the wall, push away from the wall, and give a little push away and clap your hands, or move your feet further away, it'll make it harder. If you're in a chair, and neither of those are possible to you, so you can get someone to push on your hands, push those hands away, or you can get between a door frame, you might just push yourself up, lean into the door frame, and then push up. That's our buzzer, 30 seconds. We're not having any more than 30 seconds break. So find the position that works best for you. It may be against the wall, nice and strong. Give yourself a couple of claps on the hand, or you're down on the floor and you're doing your box press up, your 3/4 press up, or you're in your full press up with your knees off the ground. Okay, 4 seconds more. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to flip over, if you're on the floor, onto your back, ready for your sit-ups. Hands either on the thighs, across the chest, or behind the back of the head. If you don't want to get down on the floor, or that's not possible for you, hands behind the back of the head, we're going to lean in and bring those knees up, one at a time. Okay, we're going to do 30 seconds. And if you're sat in the chair, bend forward and put that effort into that stomach, so you're crunching forward as well. We've got 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Find the position that's working best for you. This is really good. We've got 25 seconds more. Up nice and tall as you come up. Okay, you might find that you're lying on your back. Let's move my mic. And we've got the hands behind the back of the head. We want to make it a bit easier. Put the hands across the chest. Keep the chin back, or the hands on the top of the thighs. Now I know I'm going to have to go quite quickly into my next exercise. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get something to lift up. So hopefully you've got those baked bean tins near you, which we always have to have. Okay, so if we're standing, we're going to do upright rows. We're going to go as quick as we can, or we're seated. Now with a HIIT session, high intensity interval training. So we want to go as quick as we possibly can with as much weight as we can whilst keeping perfect technique. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. Up and down, up and down. Very good. Lead up with those elbows. Nice and strong, so the elbows are nice and high. It makes no difference if you're standing. You just might find that because of the chair, it restricts your range of movement. But the idea is to get their arms so they're straight. Lift up with those elbows as high up as you can. You're doing so well, guys. Let's keep this going. Well, we got 5 seconds more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is we are going to do tricep extensions. 1 tin or 2 tins, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, up and above the head. You might have a bottle of water. We're going to extend those arms up and then lower the weight down behind the back of the head. And what we don't want to do is hit ourselves on the back of the head or the shoulders, but we lower it down as far as we can and then straighten those arms up above the head. We have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. Straighten those arms up and down, nice and high. Oh, we're doing so well here, guys. Keep this going. Okay, 15 seconds more. As it, straighten those arms up above the head. You might find you're just on the one weight, which you can do. Hold the tin. Make sure you've got a good firm grip. Very good. What we got? 4 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. I quite like that exercise seated because I find that, especially if you've got your back into the back of the chair, it stops you arching your back. Okay, next exercise is going to be these bicep curls up and down, lifting those arms up towards the chest. We're going to get the tummy nice and tight. We've got 15 seconds. Lift up with those arms. You're doing so well. So seated is exactly the same movement. Sat comfortably into the chair, arms down by the side. Hopefully you can get the arms straight down. Otherwise they might be starting on your knees. But we want to try and get, off we go. That's the buzzer. A full range of movement if we can. Hope everyone's feeling nice and warm. This is definitely going at a pace tonight. And I know I'm talking very quickly as well. So keep this going. 15 seconds. Okay, last 10. Here we go. See if we can get a bit more speed going with this movement, up and down, fast as we can. We're doing so well here. Weights come down by the side. Good work, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and take a break there. Okay, next exercise. We're going to either be on the floor doing our lower back raises, so I'll go through that in a second, or we're sat in a chair. And we're going to take the hands and put the hands behind the back of the head, I reckon, onto your knees with the chest and the tummy, and then straightening up. Okay, if we're down on the floor, we're going to have the hands down by the side of the body. We lift the head and shoulders off the floor, and we've still got the chin tucked down. So as we lift up, we don't lift the chin or the gaze forward. We've got the nose pointing down to the floor. Let's go the whole way through. Up and down. The tummy is nice and tight. And the thing with having the hands by the side of the hips, it guides the movement into the perfect position. You can bring your hands forward a bit, but it kind of takes away, there's more chance of kind of getting the technique wrong. Or, he says, falling into his chair. Hands behind the back of the head, straighten up from here. Superb work, guys. Okay, we've got 30 seconds. So, next is going to be our plank. So we're either going to be on the floor doing the plank, against the wall, or we're in a chair. If we're doing it in the chair, what I want you to do is kind of pull your tummy in and push it forward at the same time. So you're making your stomach nice and tough and hard, okay? If you're against the wall, you can either have your hands against the wall, or you can come down onto your elbows, similar to the position we were doing the press-ups, and hold it here, or we're going to get down on the floor into the press-up position and the plank position. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Now you might want to start off with your knees on the ground. Make sure your bum isn't too high and you're not arching the back. Find that position. It's called a plank because it's like a plank of wood, right? It's not a broken stick. So don't be up like this or lowering too low. Get yourself nice and straight, tummy tight. You can have the knees off the ground. If that gets too much, knees go back to the ground. Don't stop. Pull the belly button in nice and tight. Last bit of effort, or we are against the wall or against the wall. Okay. Excellent work. Last exercise is going to be our burpees. Now, if you can do a burpee on the floor, that's great. You stand forward if you're on a mat. Hands go to the floor. Take yourself down into a full press-up position. Step in and then stand up. If that's not possible for you, what I do is touch your toes, touch your knees, and then stand up. If you can't do the standing up part yet, down to the floor, touch your knees, touch your shoulders, arms above the head. Let's go. 30 seconds, touch your shoulders, arms above your head, or hands to the floor, hands to the knees, hands to the shoulders, and then stand up. Or we're in our burpee position on the floor, step back, step in, and if you can, little jump at the top of the movement. 3 seconds more. I don't know why I said that, there's clearly 10. These personal trainers are liars, you see. 5 seconds, hands to the floor, hands to the knees, hands to the shoulders, and stand up, and we're done. Give yourself a round of applause. Right, so get yourself some water if you need it. We're going to go through that whole sequence again. I'm going to keep my timer running. We're going to do it all again with less description now. It's going to be getting straight into the exercise. You've got 30 seconds break between each of the exercises. You pick the position that works for you and we see if we can progress it. So we're going to start off with our sprint in 10 seconds. So you find which one works best for you. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds, quick as we can. 30 seconds, quick as we can. That's it. Bring those knees up nice and high. You might find you're in a really fast walk. You work at your pace and level. If you're sat down, you might find that the knees are running on the spot, the feet coming off the ground, or it's just simple leg lifts up. You might be banging your heels on the ground. You do something that works best for you. What we got? 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next exercise is going to be those squats. So we're either pushing up off the chair, trying to get that bum just off the floor a little bit, or we're coming up and out the chair using our hands to push up. Or we might find after we've done a couple, we can progress, put the hands across the chest and then stand up. I'm going to put this rug on the chair because it's very squeaky each time I sit down. Okay, that makes no difference at all. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So you pick the position that works best for you. It might be a simple raise, it might be standing up using your arms, it might be standing up not using your arms, or it's a basic squat, bum up and down. Sometimes, as I always say, some people first do the squat, they use the chair behind them, even though they don't sit in it, almost to aim the backside to. Okay, it's like we're sitting down into the chair and we change our mind. 10 seconds, team. You're doing so well. It's really warm in here today. Whew. 3, 2, 1, and stop yourselves there. We're going to get down on the floor, press up position. Okay, remember, if you can't reach the floor, that's not available to you, pushing someone's hands, pushing the door frame, stud up, pushing the wall away. And just because you're at that position now, you may find that as the weeks go on, as you practice these exercises, you get to a position where you can progress. Okay, so I'm going to start with a full press up. Okay, knees off the ground. So a couple of these, or the knees on the ground. We might be in a 3/4 position. Knees may be in. So I've got a box position, or I'm stood up. I'm using these arms up and down. Okay, I want to make it harder. I take the feet out further. Just make sure you've got shoes on. You're not stood on a rug. Okay, or you're pushing someone's arms and hands. 3 seconds more. 2 and 1. Sit up. Remember, if you're in the chair, it's lifting the knee up as you crunch in, getting those tummy muscles nice and tight. If you're on the floor, 3 hand positions. Hands on the top of the thighs, hands across the chest, or hands behind the back of the head, lifting yourself up. The hands behind the head is the harder position. Okay. I've run out of things to say now. I'm used to it being a 15-second break. So last bit of effort. Here we go. We're getting close. What we got? Oh, same with last bit of effort. We're actually halfway through. So hands behind the back of the head, or across the chest, or on the top of the thighs, reaching up, or we are sat in the chair. It's a difficult one to get the hang of, this one. I like to put the hands behind the back of the head. I crunch in forward as I lift the knees off the ground. Excellent work. That's it. One side, then the other. 3, 2, 1. We're going to get up and we're going to get those baked bean tins, or we're going to get our water bottles, our beer bottles, our glasses of wine. Not a glass of wine, that won't work with it. Or we're going to get our, you might even have a set of dumbbells or resistance bands, okay? You work out what works for you. It's as many repetitions as you can, lifting as much weight as you possibly can in the 30 seconds whilst maintaining perfect technique. That's the most important part. It's not just about lifting the weight. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift up with those elbows nice and high. Excellent work, guys. Keep it coming. Pull that belly button in towards the spine. Oh, nice and quick here. So it's the same movement if we're sat in a chair. We lift up with those elbows, maybe come forward in the chair if you've got armrests a bit. Make sure the bum is secure, you're not going to slip off. That's it. We got 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to go into those tricep extensions while sat in the chest. Shoulders up, back and round. Arms are going to go up into the air. Remember, we've got 30 seconds, so I'm just demonstrating. Straighten those arms up and above the top of the head. We can just take it down to one weight. Okay, and you can do this exercise standing. Makes no difference. We're working the triceps, yeah? Just sometimes sat down, less chance of arching and putting pressure into that back. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Extend those arms up and above the top of the head. Nice and strong. Really powerful here. Or we've got both hands here, straightening up. That's it. Reach those arms up into the air. Got 10 seconds more, team. Keep it going. Excellent work, excellent work. Whew. With this pace, we're definitely not going to need to re-warm at the end of this exercise. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. So adjust your weights. We're going to do those bicep curls. The arms hang down by the side of the body. The tummy is tight, and the weights are going to come up towards the face or towards the shoulders, not the face. Let's not do that one. And it makes no difference. Again, we can do it seated. Sometimes the chairs will impede the range of movement. So if they do, if you can stand up, do it standing up. Okay, if you find you're arching your back and you're rocking backwards and forwards, try putting your shoulders and your bum against a wall. That can slow things down. Here we go, 30 seconds, guys, up and down. Excellent work, you're doing so well keeping up with this. Definitely got a pace going today. Nice and strong. Let's see if we can speed this up a bit. My repetitions are 1, 2, 3, but I've got my elbows into the rib cage. I'm not swaying backwards and forwards. I'm perfect. I think so anyway. Okay, 5 seconds more, team. Keep it coming. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to stick these weights down. Okay, next position we're going to go into are these lower back raises. So we're lying down on our tummy, or we're sat in the chair. If we're in the chair, hands behind the back of the head, lean forwards, and then straighten up. If we're on the floor, we're going to have the hands down by the side of the body, by the side of the hips. If you've got that good technique up and down, you could bring your hands forward. And it makes it just that little bit tougher because you're lifting the weight of the head. I can't see the timer, so I'll have to say go when we go. Here we go, 30 seconds. So hands by the sides of the temples. Now this time I'm lifting my head and shoulders up as well as my arms. So it's putting my back under a little bit more pressure. If that's uncomfortable, put the hands down by the side of the body, palms on the floor, lift the head and shoulders up. Or we're sat in a chair, hands behind the back of the head. We lean forward and then straighten up. Lean forwards, and we use those muscles in that lower back to erect the spine. There we go, and relax there. So next position, nearly there. 2 more exercises is going to be our plank. Okay, if we're seated in a chair, we can't get up to go to the wall or onto the floor. We're going to push the tummy out whilst pulling it in at the same time. It's a strange idea that, but you're basically making that stomach tight, almost like you're bracing yourself because someone's going to poke you in the tummy. Okay, you can do that, or we're leaning against the wall, elbows against the wall, forearms on the wall. Further back we get the legs, the harder it is, or the hands on the wall. That's the buzzer to start. Okay, so if you come forward and down onto your elbows, the thing that's stopping you tipping in or pushing your bum out is your core, or are your core muscles. If you're in the chair, push those muscles tight, make them strong. Or we're down on the floor, we're in that 3/4 position with the knees on the ground. We can maybe raise one knee off. That's the progression. Raise the other knee off. Or we got both knees off the ground. Tummy nice and tight. Hold it there. Very good. Last exercise is those burpees. Remember, if we're in a chair, okay, we're going to go toes, knees, shoulders, arms into the air. Or we do toes, knees, shoulders, and stand up. Or we're going to do those burpees on the floor, hands to the floor, step back in, stand up nice and tall, little jump up if you can. Stop your head getting a head rush. The idea is to look forward. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So pick the position that works for you, jumping up, or you're just going to step in. Maybe your knees go to the floor, step in. You could always use a chair or a table to stand up, or in the chair. We go to the floor, to the knees, to the shoulders, and stand up. Or we're on the chair, we go to the floor, to the knees, to the shoulders, and the arms above the top of the head. You've got 5 seconds more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest that there. Okay, keep those bodies moving a little bit of movement with the feet, even if we're seated. Whew. I don't know if it's I'm talking too fast or I'm working quite hard. Keep those legs moving. We're going to go straight into that upper body stretch. So round those shoulders, big stretch out in that upper back. Push those arms forward, feel that back, stretching out. Keep those feet moving. Might just be a little heel raise, one side then the other. And then we're going to stretch out the chest. The hand goes to the buttocks if you're in a chair. Pull those elbows together and lift those shoulders, or not lift the shoulders, pull those shoulder blades together and it opens up the chest. If we're stood up, we can take the hands behind, push down past the backside, raise away. Give those arms a little shake. And then we're going to take the right arm up into the air, down the back of the neck. Put the hand on the top of the elbow if you can and push down or push from the front. Or we're going to go to the other side, down the back of the neck, push down from the top or push from the front. So we'll do our leg stretches sat down. So we're going to sit to the front of the chair. We've done this many times. Extend that front leg. The left leg extends, toe up to the ceiling, and we're going to lean forward from the hips. Big stretch here behind the back of the knee. Don't push down on that straight leg. The body weight is on the bent leg with the foot flat on the floor. So then we let that go a bit, and we're just going to pull that toe up towards us to stretch out that calf muscle. 3, 2, 1. Other side. Straighten out the right leg to the ceiling, right leg to the ceiling, right toe pointing up to the ceiling, left foot flat on the floor. We lean forward and in, big stretch behind the back of that thigh. Then we come out of this, we pull the toe up towards us and let that go. Give those legs a shake, give those arms shakes. Do a little wake up here. Hands go down to the floor, underneath the legs. Up we go up into the air, we breathe in. And then we breathe out. Whew. Swing those arms up to the ceiling. And then we breathe out one more time. Breathe in, arms up to the ceiling. Give yourselves a round of applause. Excellent class. Well done. Excellent work, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed that workout. Now, before you finish, head on over to my website, brandingfitness.com. Have a look at all the different ways we can work out together on my subscription page. If you've got any questions, send me an email. All that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, stay active. I will see you very soon. Take care. Goodbye.